Welcome back everybody to Modern Skyblock 3 Departed. This is our third episode, and of course today what we're going to be doing is moving on from our basic stuff through our metals and getting ourselves onto the next big stage of this pack, of course. And of course, starting the day right now in the world, we are ready to get started with our episode as well. A few things have happened between episodes. I've done a little bit of a few little grindy bits, not really too much, just kind of progression, and I'll show you exactly what I've done. Of course, many people will be following, trying to see what's going on, and of course, we want to show everybody exactly what's happening. So first of all, this is looking a lot more green. Look at that. Most of these things are completed. A lot of them are pretty straightforward. Compressed, cactus, all these sorts of things. Why did I click that twice? I don't know. But right around here, we've got ourselves a whole bunch of stuff that's been completed. We've got a lot of things which we are very close to completing. And we're going to go through a lot of this stuff so that we can get onto some of these other things around here. In fact, I haven't even seen if maybe something opened at the bottom. No, nothing's opened at the bottom just yet. But there's a lot of these things that we can go through and a lot of these that we can go through as well. So, the end of last episode, we left off without any gold. We were very, very saddened. In fact, you know what? This looks like a little robot. Can you see that? Like the mouth, the ears, the eyes. That is pretty cool. I don't know if I'm the first to notice that, but I can't unsee that now. So first of all, we did this at the end of the last episode, and we needed gold in here. You can see we do have gold in here, and I got that through some of these. Well, actually, I don't think I have any with me. And yeah, I normally keep them in these chests. But I've opened up all of the loot bags that we get from these guys around here. Now, I did say we are not going to be using any loot. And of course, that still applies to any of the loot boxes, sorry, that we get. But anything that can be dropped from a mob that is replicatable in your own game as it is in mine, I would happily open. And of course, the thing is, occasionally you do get very lucky with these sort of claimed rewards. And to be honest, if I was playing by myself, I'd most probably be taking those ones there myself. So the correct way to get this would be through smelting some stone, or sorry, using the stone in a condenser with some of these. So wheat and glowstone, which of course, if you go all the way here, is made this way. So we kind of bypass this a little bit, but it is available to everyone. Of course, once you've got this, you can actually use some of the gold plate bodies and some gold ingots to make yourself some molten gold over there. So we can get started on some tinker's tools. We won't go and upgrade our tools just yet, but we'll be there very soon. Another thing that we've got is we've gotten some grass, which is fantastic. This was actually a fairly simple thing to do. We just go over here. We can maybe just go, actually, if we clear it all, that should show us everything here. So if we go into the grass over here, very simple thing, seeds, plus one of those on a dirt block. We know how to make dirt blocks, makes a grass block. Pretty simple. I've got one issue though, and actually I might as well try it now. To complete this quest over here, we do need to pick up a grass block, it seems. I'm not too sure why it didn't detect us making one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, maybe we might need Silk Touch to do it. Yeah, I think we might need Silk Touch. That's not a big deal, but we've pretty much finished that one there. So these are some things that we've got done. So let's get going on with some of the stuff that I am yet to do. First of all, I will show you. Let's grab ourselves our compressed rock grinder, sorry, and this is the stone one. And also, of course, a bit of stone. So here's a neat little thing. To get some of your, I would call them like your finer materials that you get from mining, like your redstones, your lapis, all that sort of stuff, you need to break some clear stone. So not cobblestone, plain normal stone over here. So if we do this, break that, we get a whole bunch of this stuff. Look at this. This is a bit of dirty black quartz, lapis, crushed stone, dirty apatite, and I've always ever had apatite in these mod packs. I've never actually used it, so hopefully we will be able to actually use it. What is this used for? Ah, the beautiful stuff. Okay, well, this is my first time getting into this, so let's get to it. So, of course, this is how we're going to get a lot of things, including, and, well, I mean, we've got iron from that, but including iron and things from that. So, that is why we needed the cauldron. We needed iron from this, and we've got a bunch of iron here, by the way. There we go. We've got a bunch of iron from this. We put it in the cauldron, well, made it into a cauldron, and now what we can do is we can wash these things over here. And I did also get a bucket. Where is my bucket? I've got one in here somewhere. By the way, this is all loot from all those mobs, just opening up the bags. We've got diamond boots like crazy. There's one that's very interesting. I don't know what Furious 3 does, but it does look quite interesting. And of course, I did break a few of these a bit earlier. I just haven't cleaned them all just yet. Where else? There they are. I knew I could see something else. So let's get going with some cleaning. So we've got, for instance, over here, you can see I've already unlocked the Certus quartz one. But around here, we need to get ourselves some lapis and some nether quartz. We should have, I think I saw lapis in here somewhere. Lapis, do we have any nether quartz? Not quite as lucky, but we may have to just do a little bit of a little bit of grinding out on these things. Very simple way of doing it. But you can see there we go. We've got some restricted items, of course. And this is just the way we're going to do it. Oh, I like that that actually changes over. So very simply, we do need a bucket. We can't actually use the that other device that we had before to do this. It just won't work. So that's right. Ooh, what did we get that for? What was that? A dark gem? What can we do with the dark gem? Looks pretty cool. We'll have to investigate. Kind of, when I get something with an achievement, I always feel like it's a lot more special than it probably is. And of course, there we go. One more. And this is pretty much just the process you can do for now. We'll eventually get to automating some things and getting things to move a bit more efficiently for us. But currently, we're just taking our time, going through some things. And in fact, it's actually not taking very long to be completely honest with that. So let's have a look. It didn't pick up, why didn't it pick up the lapis either? Surely detect should work? Because we got some lapis. Maybe if I drop it and pick it up? That's, okay, there we go. That's strange. Maybe the nether quartz. I just want to see, maybe this is a little cheaty way of doing it. Nah, didn't come up as complete. So what I'll do now is I'll go through and I'll get that stuff there because we can move on to some more things, of course, very, very soon. And the other thing is we're also going to be moving quite a bit away from this. We're going to do quite a bit of stuff through here. We're going to get this stuff here, the stone hammer, the crushing table, fairly simple things. And I also had a little neat thing over here, which was this one here, the survivalist fishing rod. What I've done to make myself get some spiders in here is I've pushed in the bottom layer one more here, which I'm fairly certain can spawn spiders. If I really don't get anything, I could always push it one more back. However, we were quite lucky. We managed to get some string in a loot box, which allows us to do this anyway. So, as I say, loot crates, not going to do it. And, sorry, not loot box, a loot bag. Too many containers containing loot. And this was the survivalist fishing rod, which, if I'm correct, comes from the, well, basically is the main item, kind of like how we had those infusion or whatever not crystals, the infusion stone things that we had. This is kind of your way of getting stuff in the beginning. Now, we should have a completed quest. Okay, never mind. No completed quest. We have to go through this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some fishing, do some cleaning of stones. I want to get this first part here over in this whole basic resources thing as clean and finished as possible. In fact, I'm looking forward to seeing all these greens looking, well, all these looking green. There you have it. Finished fishing for saplings. Finally. We've just managed to get a birch one. I got stuck on that birch. However, as long as that did take me, I will recommend something for you guys playing this pack who might be as far as I am or maybe very close to or even just getting started. Get your fishing rod nice and early. Trust me. This survivalist fishing rod, there it is there. It works wonders. You get all this dirt here. This is probably the best way to get dirt. You can see we've grown this area just a little bit, but it's definitely a way better way than what currently is in with getting saplings, for instance, to make some of that fertilizer stuff, I can't remember it right now, and putting it in there, or the snow way as well. Unless, of course, you're in the snow biome, in which case that's the way you play that version of the game. So what we want to do here, by the way, is we are trying to get ourselves, in fact, let me just quickly grab some cobblestone. We're trying to get ourselves a nether portal, because I've realized very quickly that the quartz that we were talking about, does this come back? No. Beautiful. In fact, I can see why, because that over there is, in fact, yeah, nothing. So that was why nothing came back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to build our nether portal. And this is actually a very simple nether portal. Basically, all we have to do is just a bit of this. Put these guys on the top here. Put another form of a heat over here, being a torch or anything along those lines. And that's pretty much it. Honestly, that's pretty much all you have to do. I'm just going to get rid of that very fast. And what we're going to do is we're going to do that there, and that there. And then just go up one more. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that the obsidian actually acts as a heat source better than that of torches. In fact, if you see this says 3 heat source value, whereas if you go here, that's a 1 heat source value. And then, by the way, when they become lava, they just immediately turn into obsidian over there, which is pretty neat. Pretty simple way of doing it. So you can see I've just kind of pillared up with them, and they've eventually got there. So that was a great thing to do while we were doing that there. Now, as we go through, let's see what we've unlocked over here. So we can claim that one, and there's something for the void. And then, of course, I guess what we will do is we will go ahead and see what we have to do here. Some of that. Very simple. In the tinkering, though, we've got some cool things we can do. We can go do this basic item transfer, which is something I've really wanted to do, and it's a fairly simple thing, but this is basically the start of the start of automation in this place. And there it is, the wooden hopper. So what we need to do is we need to get ourselves pretty much like a normal hopper, to be honest. A bunch of this stuff, just cheaper, no iron. So we need 2 chests over here. Well, 1 chest, sorry, over here. And 2 logs it was. And then we can complete our first hopper over there. So as far as I'm aware, this should be just like any other one. Let's put them into here and see what happens. Okay, it's a single item hopper. Okay, that's fine. In fact, single item hoppers in many ways are a lot more effective, at least for automating, because of course you don't get the stack up if you're doing some pretty vanilla ways of doing it. I'm just checking if that one's gone there. So we can just pump through a few of them very quickly. Take that there, and now we've got 2 green rows. And in fact, over here, look at that, all green there. We need this over here, but it requires grass, which sadly, we don't have that grass block. So what we have to do here is we have to get to this, which requires main gems. And main gems, I think, is actually on this other page right around here. Redstone, glowstone, main gems. There we go. So that's why we need to get to the nether there. So you can see everything's kind of gated behind another thing, gated behind another thing. Right now, all we really are waiting for is this stuff here to all just complete. While that's going, however, I'm going to be doing some Tinker's molds. And as I say, guys, I know there's a lot of people around here who might not be familiar with modded Minecraft at all, and I think that's really cool that we at least might show you guys some of the basics. As much as Tinkers for a lot of us is a very simple, kind of boring thing in many ways, Tinkers is a very important thing to know. And if you're new to like modern Minecraft, I guess it's pretty important. So what we're doing here is we're just creating some cobblestone pieces of all these very quickly. And the reason for that is we're going to be making some molds of them. I think that's enough. We don't have to go too crazy. So because we need the gold to make the mold, that's why we needed them. So we'll take one of these, a rod, and because we've got gold in here, we can just go like that, and we should get a rod mold. And we've actually got this part chest right over here. I don't even know why I've got that in there. I think it was just because I had it. And so it happened. Look at that, finally. Well, there was one little block that just didn't want to go. I feel like the rain affects it. It might just be going crazy, but look at this. I've moved a bunch of these things that were in the middle, these chests, with a neat little thing that I mistakenly came across, which, I don't know, probably find most of you guys know it, but if you shift right-click very close to these chests, you can pick them up. What does it look like? Oh, that is so cool. Okay, that is actually really awesome. But yeah, that was very useful, just to neaten things up again. We'll neaten all this Tinker's stuff over to there. It's actually going to be pretty easy. I'm going to put them all on the floor. It'll look a lot better, and it'll also just get this area all cleared out and easy to walk through. We'll get new places for this. But now the moment of truth. Well, a few moments of truth. Does this create a portal, or is there some other way? The book actually doesn't tell us a lot. And by the way, I've gotten through the sluice box. We've just claimed that one there. And I've also gone through the Lemmy Smash. 2 very simple things, pretty much just crafting recipes. Nothing that I don't think people will struggle to get. So we need to go to the Nether. That's what it tells us there. It just tells us what you can do in the Nether. Nothing really too important about getting there. So let's do this. First part, definitely successful. Now, the next part is not only going through, but can we get back? I'm going to bet that it's probably going to be quite simple. And by the way, these little tips here, definitely check them out. Okay, there we go. Jancy made the achievement. We need to go deeper. Oh, this is going to be tough. Alrighty, so I guess what we... Like, there is nothing here. Well, how do I... Okay, now this is confusing, because how do I get the nether quartz or the nether rack that I thought I was going to do? I'm going to have to work out the way to get nether rack, I assume. So let's go over here. We go to nether... Over here, nether rack. And is there a way to do it with... Okay. Oh, wow. That is simple. All right. We didn't even have to go to the nether. I was incorrect earlier. So it turns out we don't have to go to the nether. However, we are here. Maybe a little bit prematurely, but not too much. So what we're going to do is we may as well just set up a little piece here. And as they say in the very beginning, it's great for gold farms. I think that's a little hint over there as to getting gold for your tinker's stuff and things along those lines that you need gold for. So that is a very neat little hint. And of course, we have worked out our way through gold. But if you're struggling, if you need some help with that, I think this is probably a great way of doing it. And in fact, you can actually come to the nether pretty early on when you think about it. All you need to do is have those have a mob farm, really, and then you can make yourself a whole bunch of magma. Or what is it? Not magma. The lava blocks. You know, the blocks that become lava. There we go. We'll just clear this up here. So I take it what I'm going to need to do is just make a bit of an out in the open sort of thing for mobs to spawn. I'll make it like a normal mob farm, of course, like what we've got in the overworld, and that should be pretty decent for us getting blaze rods. However, we don't need them right now. In fact, blaze rods aren't really too useful for us right now, as far as I'm aware, because we've got all the blaze powder we need, and I haven't seen any recipes that need rods themselves. So there we go. We can come back. Beautiful. All right, so next stage is, of course, now that we've got that, we can go ahead and just get ourselves the lapis, which of course will be the same way as breaking stone, I would imagine. So let's grab up that. In fact, do we have enough? I think there was 3, wasn't it? 3 of those and 8 of those for one of them. That's actually pretty expensive when it comes down to it. Not too bad, but a lot more than some of the other recipes. So we go in here, and sadly, there is definitely no other way that I've figured out, at least, to get this piece here to be a bit easier. Can I take that back? There we go. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And nothing. All right. Let's see what that needs. Maybe I need to upgrade this. 920 HU. Well, there's your problem. This is only 600 HU. So in other words, we need to upgrade this thing to the iron casing and the iron, what was it, combustion thing. So let's go casing over here. Should be fairly simple, I'd imagine. Okay, iron plates and an iron gear. Let's get to these iron plates. In fact, I can show you how this cool little thing over here works. So we've definitely progressed according, I think pretty much according to how we have to progress. We'll grab one of these stone hammers. And what we do is we just have to put an iron ingot on here and just right-clicking, hold down right-click, and you'll start hammering like this. Very easy. I needed to do it so I could make this sluice box next to here, in fact. Here we go. We've got it completed. It was actually not too hard. The only thing is getting all these iron blocks. I did give iron trapdoors a go. They didn't actually work for me very well. But now we need the final thing. So we go here. The trapdoor works for the top though, but on the sides they didn't work. That's always a good sign. All right. Now, the next moment of truth. 8. Okay, wow. I thought there was just 1. Oh, all right. That is very much worth it. So we've actually got a lot of quests here. Let's go back. Let's check out here. So we've got ourselves the, what was it? What are we were meant to get the, I know what it is. It's confusing, that one there. So we needed to get this one here, which required us to get redstone. And for us, that's kind of strange, actually, just having a look at that. Because if we got that, that requires redstone. But I think redstone comes from that. Am I correct in saying that? Yeah, you need to get that much, which maybe we'll have to have a look and see what's going on. Let's quickly check out redstone here, because that's actually confused me a bit. Redstone, and we have a look at redstone dust over here. It did say we need a certain amount of HU to do it. Oh, okay. Never mind. Redstone's actually incredibly easy. Let's just get that out the way very fast. I'll grab those, and yeah, redstone's actually a very simple one. We do this. We just put in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Do that, and bang. There we go. So it was 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, that is actually way more simple than I was expecting. So give us that achievement, please. Thank you. And now, I guess we've completed the redstone over there. We can go around here, complete the netherrack, and then we've done it in order, more or less. And we could go on to some of these now. We've unlocked quite a few spots. I'm actually looking forward to unlocking something else outside of this. So let's move along. A super hot combination. What is this? Okay, so this is obviously when we're going to start getting some pretty big things, nether brick and stuff like that. It's actually not that bad. We can do it with netherrack, but the thing we needed was nether quartz. So let's try our luck on that. Let's just do those, 8 of them, and of course I'll just keep going until we eventually get it. Those there, and then what did I do with my other tools? All right, that's fine. We can do this. Now there is another quest that I'm actually busy doing, because I'm doing a few quests as we're going through. There's a lot of things that really don't necessarily need an explanation, and I'm sure you guys are well aware of that. They're all fairly simple, and if you guys do have any troubles, of course, I'm sure myself and people in the comments, if you are playing this pack along with us, would be more than happy to help you guys out with it. Yeah, there's some redstone there. It looks like, what is that? Is that crushed? Oh, crushed netherrack. All right. And dirty quartz. That's the stuff we need. By the way, that other crushed stone actually is very, very inefficient for getting stuff. So it's kind of like just a small byproduct that may give you some stuff. Let's check what this one could give us. A little bit of cobalt, a little bit of ardite, but look at that, 0.036. That is basically 1 in every 300-ish, roughly. Is that right? Yeah, no, less. Okay, wow. Okay, it's very unlikely. Take it that way. You need to go through a lot of this stuff to get anything, but that's cool. I don't mind a bit of a means to get you to start automating things, because of course, once we get things automated, that just means those things actually don't feel as long as they are. So another way of making things is through freezing things. We actually made a freezer very simply with a bit of snow, and we're going to do the same thing yet again. So we need to get ourselves some snow in here. So if we grab this, actually, I'm just thinking, I could put some redstone. If I put redstone in here, and I'll put this one around like that. Can I set this off? I don't actually know. In fact, closing this could actually, let me just try this. So if I put this here, I'll drop one of those in, and there we go. That's a way easier way of doing it. So if we just do this with that piece of redstone dust under the bottom, that makes my life a little bit easier, because this thing's actually a pain in the butt to do. I could probably get a bit crazy with some torches and stuff. Did I collect those? Yeah, I did. Okay, there, and all of them. Beautiful. And now we can actually complete yet another one of these things. So thank you. And where are they? There, and finally, all done. Which, by the way, frozen iron ingots are actually very simple. So this apparently will freeze a lot quicker than the last one. I actually can get rid of this. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. Let it go, of course, a frozen reference. And wonderful. Our multi-block is done, which is fantastic. By the way, the sky resources too, at least, is actually very, very refreshing. As I say, starting off without these sorts of things where you have to do something through like the ex nihilo type way, you can actually just play around your own way in a lot of ways and work your way around it, which is actually really cool. So what we need to do now, and what I would like to do, because of course we have been following that book, but G, of course, the good old G key, is the one that we want to be using. I've tried this crucible inserter. It doesn't seem to have a recipe, so that's a pity, but that's all right. But we want to get ourselves on here. It says stage 2. In fact, if I go up to stage 2, it says it'll take you all the way up till you can obtain glowstone dust, which I think over here, yeah, that's actually very simple. Yeah, that's actually very easy. So I guess we kind of hit glowstone dust despite, in fact, actually, what was the HU on that? Let's just check that out. We go here, in fact, G key. Again, will take us here quicker. We have to just check the HU on that one there. 1700 HU, and I don't think this quite goes up to 1700. No. Alrighty, so we're just gonna have to pretty much skip through this, get to that netherrack one. So it turns out what you need to be able to get to the very end here. Wait for a second. I've got a few things to catch up on. One thing is, soul sand requires us to have some spider eyes to make nether wart. However, our farm was not spider set up. So what I've done is I've created a pretty cool way of getting rid of allowing spiders to spawn without having skeletons and creepers blowing up in your face all the time. Basically, I've done a 3-wide platform at the bottom here, and I've put in 1.5. So there's a half slab and a full block there, and that just stops any of those guys getting to the middle there that they can shoot you at. So that's pretty cool. Then and it spawns spiders, because spiders can spawn under that amount there. So definitely a much better way of doing it, and a bit late now, but you know what, we needed it anyway. So it's not going to be as useful as if I'd done that from the beginning, but it'll be useful nonetheless. So you can see things spawning in there already. Crazy. All right, so next thing is, I've done some cool stuff here. I realized the grass thing, it just didn't detect it for some reason, because when you actually make the grass, you right-click on a dirt block, the dirt block falls, and you pick it up. It just didn't detect it, so I just redid that, and we got ourselves some grass there. The seeds, however, pretty simple. We can do them right now. Here we go, seeds. That's how you do seeds. Very, very simple thing. So that's how you eventually keep doing it. You just break a bit of that, you get your seeds. We can claim that. Nothing really too crazy. This over here, however, this is an interesting one. It's only because I was stuck on getting ice, getting snow, and getting this last little piece of the puzzle for glowstone. However, and it was actually not ice, sorry, it was glowstone. I'm thinking ice because I was thinking the freezer. Because of the glowstone not being able to work. However, the one requirement for that quest was literally just the casing. So I've got a hunch that perhaps the casing is really what is making the difference here, and not the thing inside the casing. So I'm going to give this a go. Break that there, because as I say, all it does is it asks you for the casing. So if I do that, put that in there, and then this, Does that give us... Ooh, it does. Look at that. A higher HU. Okay, we'll grab these out. So that means we can go on to the next stage as well. So let's press O. We can claim that one, I guess. There's no real harm in that. And then we've got to get ourselves some glowstone. We've got to get ourselves those. By the way, I've created a little farm in the nether. Got to get us that and get ourselves that. So let's go for the glowstone right now. No description. I have actually forgotten the recipe for glowstone. So if we go glowstone and one more of those, it is 4 redstone, 4 and 2 blaze powder. So we need to grab some of... Oh, no. Some of these. And we need to make some blaze powder again. And we also need some redstone, which is... pretty much done all through similar methods anyway. So we'll drop some of them in. And drop some of these guys in here. There we go, that'll be good. And then we go 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. There we go. Go 4. Okay, well that's enough. We just needed 4 of those. So it was 4, was it 4 redstone? And 2 blaze powder. So if we go in here, drop in 4 redstone and 2 blaze powder. Like that. We now have glowstone. Fantastic. Right, so that's a very simple way of doing it, of course. And look how green that place is looking. We could go into tertius dust. I end up doing secundus. They've just got different efficiencies. I think in how long how much. Basically, the yield for those machines are confusing. I don't completely understand it, but basically, it should be able to go for longer, if I'm correct, in terms of yielding alchemical things like this. That's pretty much what it's about. I'm not too sure otherwise. And you can see there, by the way, proof. We've got spiders spawning. However, as I've just completed this, I have got lucky with a loot bag a bit earlier, and that's allowed us to get some nether wart. So we actually need 4 nether wart, which is coincidentally a pretty cool amount of nether wart. I haven't actually done these. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to open all these item things. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah, what I was saying is we luckily got ourselves some nether wart from not these loot chests, but these bags over here. And it's really not a big deal for us to have to go kill all spiders just for spider eyes to do it. But pretty much the way you would do it is very simple. If we go here, we go to what we're gonna make is we're gonna make some soul sand. So let's go to soul sand. What you need over here, where is it? There. You need nether wart, which is made through using your same method of putting a spider eye, getting one of those, right-click on a grass block, and you get some nether wart. So, very simple way of doing it. Same method as we've done before, just with a piece of grass. So just bone meal some grass over there and use that grass on there. You don't even have to pick it up. It just has to sit there. So that's the way that would be done. Pretty simple. And in fact, let's go on to the next part of this, which is getting ourselves some of that soul sand. And what we need is we need sandy netherrack, which we saw was a bunch of sand. Where is sand? I got some sand here. I think soul sand is actually up here on the top somewhere. There we go. Some sand there. And a bit of netherrack. Should have known that, actually. So very, very simply, we can even do this over here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. And these in here. Sandy netherrack 16. You know what? That's enough. And then what we needed to do with them is, was it an alchemical furnace or was it the... combustion? I'm not too sure. I didn't... Oh, it's the freezer. Okay. Is that 15,000 ticks? Let's just put that in there. Okay, no. It's not that long. Thank goodness. All right. So that's much better. And then that's obviously the output. Okay, cool. So we've got soul sand. Does that complete it or do we need more? Okay. There we go. It worked. It was just taking its time. All right, so claim that, and now we're very much on our way to completing all the green stuff around here. And here's our farm in the nether. So it's a very simple one. There is a slight problem though, and I've put these up here. This is causing a little bit of an issue. I'm gonna have to move these back into half slabs again, just because, of course, pigmen are spawning on them regardless of light levels, which I always forget about. But okay, come on, pigman. I can't have you on here. I'm gonna have to bump this guy off, because else if we hit another pigman, this guy's definitely gonna hurt us. Why can't I jump that? I should be able to jump that. Oh, it's probably my hunger. There we go. Get off here, pigman, please. Please. If I can get this guy to a good enough spot that I can actually just give him a little bit of a nudge, that'll be fine. Let's just go over there. One more and then I'll be happy. Oh, you would. You would. You would, pigman, really. Okay. If I can get in there. There we go. And one big swoop. And, oh, no, this is not good. Okay, we fine. Oh, that could have been way worse. And, of course, then there's our problem. All right, so let's try this again. Try get around here. And let's see how far we get with half a heart of health. How about that? So what we really need is just some blaze rods. So if we can get this guy here, just let them explode. Come down again, or not yet? I don't know what's actually going on. Wait, what? How exactly did that happen? So they're all attacking that guy. This is a really crazy, weird fight. These guys here did not give me any blaze rods. I should not be able to get hit from here. Surely not, no. The corners, yes. This one, I doubt it. Can I actually not die off half a heart of health? Okay, this is weird. So pretty much this is what we need to do. We need to get a blaze rod from these guys here. That's one thing we do need. And then we should be pretty easy. Did I just get a... I thought it was diamond. I was like, what? A diamond sword from one of these guys. But they were packing some hard weapons there. But no, that was just plain diamond sword. Not a diamond sword, appetite sword. Alright, so we can now get... Yeah, we can now move safely. That guy was actually waiting for those guys to go around. Boom, we got a blaze rod. Perfect, so now we've actually completed the nether one, which is to claim over here. Wonderful. So to get some of these magma creams, which are around, in fact, not these ones, around here, magma. Again, to get some of these over here, there's actually a very sneaky way of doing it. Instead of going through your normal way of getting this, which I was planning on doing, which was actually going to take a lot longer, I sat around here waiting for a bit. Now, I decided to have a look if there was a slime ball recipe. It turns out there's a very one there. So, very easy one, sorry. And by the way, a little trick to get a lot of plant matter very quickly is to just get some shears and shear leaves off trees to make it. It's way quicker than any other way. Once you get, of course, shears, if you get lucky with some of these shears of winter in one of those loot bags, if not, just use some mine. It's not really too bad. But what we're going to do is we're going to need 8 of these. So if we can do that, let's check if we can do a double. Didn't actually have a look at how much was involved. And then we also need to put in maybe 2 of those, was it? Close that up. Do we have enough stuff in here? We do now. Give it a few seconds, and then we'll give it a go. And by the way, I was incorrect about coal. Originally, I thought you could just put it into a furnace, but turns out you need it to be in one of these. So there we go, 2 slime balls. We'll just get in the rest. I wonder what actually happens. I was going to say if I put in extra stuff, but it probably wouldn't work anyway. So we need another 1 of them there, and then another bunch of them with another one of these. There we go. That should be all we need, along with, of course, some of those. And now we should be able to get ourselves all the magma creams we need, because we can just do this and do this here. Magma cream, beautiful. And then get ourselves the next block here. And I've got a hunch that by the time we finish off this entire piece here, around in the book, right over here, once we finish this whole piece, these 2, I'm feeling like we're going to open up something else, because if not, I've got absolutely no idea how these are going to be opened. But that's all right. We'll give it a go. I'm pretty sure that'll be the way it'll work. So now we need to make ourselves one of these here, which is actually fairly simple. We need to get alchemical coal, which we need some coal. And basically, as I say, you just put in normal charcoal into there, and that creates that. And then we go around here. So we need 1 of them. And I actually have forgotten the recipe. 1 of those and 3 of them. Okay, fairly simple. So there we go. We're using some of that secundus alchemical dust. I'm not 100% certain on how it works, but I am aware of how these were working the other day when it was messing around with us. And the whole thing with that was the fact that you can use that as a way of actually creating a filter. So I could get rid of it by just doing that, getting rid of it that way. But basically, it's a way of using it as a filter. Why is this not doing it? Is that not correct? Oh, we need 2 of those. Okay, that's fine. So you see there how I shifted them out? That one is how you, I guess, mess them up. So 3 of them. Fairly simple. Oh, okay. Well, I guess with a higher yield, suppose that's just what happens. Okay, that's fine. Now we should be able to complete 1 away from the entire book, entire first basic resources of this book being done. There we go. Thank you very much. And beautiful. Quest complete. And right around here, we can claim. Now we've only got one more thing, which is this tertius? I don't know. Tertius, whatever stuff it is. Let's go tert. That's not tert. That is tert. And what we need is we need to get some gold and some glowstone. So 3 glowstone and 1 gold. So we may as well just pop that in there now. 1 gold and 3 glowstone. Like that. So that should work there. Then we need lapis and 2 more glowstone. So fairly simple. 2 of them. 2 of them. And by the way, ignore that. That really doesn't matter because there's actually nothing there. So if we do that and that there. That's a bit strange, but I guess there's a recipe for those as well. There we go. Okay, we've got it now. We might even have more. Okay, a lot more. I think this is improving that yield because we had the secundus one. Okay, there we go. This is the moment. Let's click it. Let's claim. Yes. Okay, perfect. So we've got ourselves mystical flowers open here. And that looks like it's a whole bunch of botany stuff. Okay. I'm liking that. That's going to be awesome. Floral fertilizer, of course. We're just going to have to do that on the ground. But that's not going to be for today because that's like a whole other thing. And speedy mana transfer already using sparks in the beginning. I don't know why that's open there for us. But either way, that's easy. We can, we'll get to them eventually. But this seems like we're going to go through quite a bit of botany, which is actually right up my alley. So I'm pretty excited for that. And as for the rest of it, the Tinker's Construct stuff, the basic tinkering, I think we can just get through this fairly simply. I'm pretty sure this will, if this doesn't open something for us, I hope it does, it might be able to let us have 2 things to run down. Just through some of these, it looks like, for instance, blue slime and stuff are fairly simple if we just go here. Blue slime. Just to create one of these, I'm fairly certain are fairly easy, yeah. Slime balls, one of them on a sapling, pretty simple, and we just do that through that means. So those should be an easy run through. I'll get through them and then we can get going on some botania and stuff like that. So for today, guys, oh, look at that. I think we will we'll finish off the episode right there. I don't know why we did that, but that's cool. Okay, that's cool. An MF stage. What is this? Just mystical flowers. Okay, that's why. It's just said the next stage is unlocked. I'm actually going to get the feeling, I'm starting to get the feeling that that's what actually unlocks things in JEI, by the way. But as I was about to say, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope that you guys are enjoying it, and I'll see you in the next one.